Hello everybody, welcome back to my Flosstube channel. I haven't filmed in like a month, but yeah, let's get straight into this. If you've never been here before, or if you kind of forgot since it's been a while since I was here last, I will place video chapters in the little video bar. So if you don't want to hear all of my personal stuff, you can go ahead and skip ahead and you can just watch my whip update and all of that. But yeah, let's get into it. So the last time we spoke, I was not doing great. I was still recovering from COVID. I am doing a lot better now. I really appreciate all of the well wishes that I received from you folks on my last video, and all of the condolences about my grandmother's passing on the last two videos that I've had. So thank you all so much. It has been very, very sweet. And yeah, it's just been really nice to see. I think since Flosstube 12, like 2 videos ago, folks have been telling me to, oh my god, please take a break. And I didn't really realize how much I needed that until I reached my absolute breaking point, which happened in August. So I have taken quite a bit of a break from stitching, which is why it's taken me so long to re-upload, or not re-upload, but upload again. Yes, also to everybody who I am subscribed to, who also watches me. I have been super disengaged with the whole Flosstube community lately in general, so I'm really sorry about that. It's, yeah, I just kind of haven't been around very much. Basically after everything that happened to me in July, August wasn't really that much better. There just was a lot happening. I really overextended myself. I've been working a little bit extra because we lost a team member a couple months ago, and I work at a witchcraft and pagan store, and it's really hard to hire for our job because the team is so small that when we're hiring, we're mostly hiring for personality. It's important that whoever we're hiring on has experience in paganism and witchcraft as well. But we don't want to work with somebody who is going to come on staff and be a huge douchebag, or who's going to be really overwhelmed by all of our really big personalities. So yeah, it was a difficult month, and being so close with my boss, I was also involved in the hiring process to some extent, so that was exhausting. And I am the event planner for this business as well, and I've been doing a lot of that. Aside from work stuff, my partner's brakes on his car also started squealing, which, if you guys don't know what that means with cars and stuff, it basically means you need to replace them now immediately because the brake pads are almost all the way gone. And he has a 4-wheel drive SUV, so we had to replace all 4 brakes on his car, which costs a lot of money. Thankfully, my dad is able to do that, so we just had to pay for parts, but it was still $500, which with our budget is a lot. So that has been something. I also had to get one of my teeth filled this past month, which I have never had to do in my life before, so that was also really stressful for me because I didn't really know what to expect. There is some cat hair stuck in the makeup on this eye, so please ignore how watery it is. I promise I'm fine. I just cannot get it out. Oh my god. So yes, I had the filling, and I also threw my back out last month, which is something I've had issues with since I was around 18. It happens a couple times a year. Pretty much once your back gets thrown out once, it is way easier to throw it out again. Literally, I just was sitting wrong on the couch, I guess, and I stood up and my back was thrown out. So that was super cool. It took me a couple weeks to fully recover from that. But yeah, I think the worst is just being so overwhelmed with everything and just so exhausted all the time. I really, really overextended myself the last month, so yeah. There was some good stuff though. My fiance and I and our friend went to a concert up in St. Paul. That was 2 weeks ago roughly, and it was super, super fun. It was for a really small artist. I literally have never met anybody else who knows who he is. I'm wearing the shirt from his concert right now. His name is Jiraiya. The venue was like the smallest concert venue I've ever been to, and I think in the crowd there was like maybe 40 or 50 people. So like it was an intimate setting. It was so fun though. I absolutely loved it. It was my fiance's first concert ever actually, so he had a really good time as well. And we stayed the night at my friend's place because we're not from the Twin Cities area. So the next day we went out to Minneapolis and we visited a few shops that we'd been wanting to go to. And yeah, it was super fun. I haven't taken a vacation like that in a really long time. So since I haven't been cross-stitching, I have been picking up a couple of my other hobbies. Particularly, I have been way back into Pokemon cards. I kind of fell off of for like a little bit less than a year. I'm sure like literally nobody else that watches my channel is up with the Pokemon trading card game, or TCG for short. But basically, since like 2020-ish, there were a series of events that led to the price of Pokemon cards being incredibly inflated. Like 2 to 3 times the price of what they should be. And I'm just talking about like modern cards, like stuff that's currently being printed. I'm not even talking about vintage stuff from like the early 2000s or the 90s even. Like currently being printed cards were ridiculously expensive, and it just got to a point where I was like, I need to take a step back from this hobby for a while until things mellow out. So I took a look at things like a few weeks ago, and I was really excited to see that prices were back down to earth, like where they should be. So yeah, I have started collecting once again. My mom also recently found my childhood collection of cards, so I have those to go through as well. I've also been doing a little bit of reading. The book I've been reading is like over on my nightstand. I meant to grab it, but I did not. It's called The Body Keeps the Score, and it's a book about how the body stores and processes trauma. It's been really helpful for me with my mental illnesses. It has just been making me feel like I am not inherently broken, and making me understand like the reasons why I have reactions to certain things or just other stuff like that. It's been super interesting. I think that is everything that I have to update you guys on in my personal life. Again, thank you so much for being so supportive. I really appreciate it, and I really feel like things are kind of on an upswing at this point. I'm not sure if you can tell, but I definitely feel like I have a lot better and a lot more energy than in my last couple videos from the summer. So I hope that comes across to you guys, because I really am just feeling a lot happier. Okay, moving into my whip update, I have like 2 major projects to show you and 1 small one. I'm gonna do the small one first because it's actually an adult stitch. So I wanted to give a warning. Hello, I'm going to be talking about 18 plus content for just a second here. So if you're not comfortable with like nudity or like sexual talk stuff, or if you have a child nearby, you might want to skip ahead to this part in the video. I will put a timestamp so you can just click to see the rest of my stuff. So in my personal update, I mentioned that my partner and I went shopping in Minneapolis and a bunch of different places that we had been wanting to go to. And we finally got to visit an adult store that one of my friends had recommended. It's called The Smitten Kitten. It is a female and queer owned business, which is really cool. We had an amazing time there. They had so much cool stuff. We spent a ridiculous amount of money. Like, if I think about it, I get a little anxious. But it was all very much well worth it. But with going through our adult toys, which we have in a drawer, we came across the realization that we don't really have the space to store them in the way that we would like. If you have toys that are silicone, you're not supposed to store them touching each other because they can end up sticking together and that will like really damage the item. So what we are planning to do is make individual drawstring bags for each of our silicone items. And I was saying to him that I wasn't sure like how we could do it in a way where we would know which one was in which bag. And he half jokingly suggested that I should cross stitch them. And I was like, that's actually an amazing idea. So what I've been doing, I pulled out my 14 count plastic grid mesh and I designed some penises on a free cross stitch app. And here is where we're at. This is not all of them. And I'm going to be filling these in with color. This one is rainbow, so that's exciting. But basically what we're going to be doing is leaving a little bit of this grid mesh at the top of them. So when I cut them out, I will be putting a little jump ring through, and then we can tie that onto the string for the drawstring bag. So then it'll have a little penis charm, so we know which penis is in which bag. So that's very exciting. Honestly, this is the project that got me started on cross stitching again after my extended time away. So yeah, it's been really fun. And again, I did design these wieners myself. There are more wieners to come. I might show you guys them when they're done. Okay, hello. We are out of the 18 plus content area. We are just on to my normal, family friendly, mostly projects. I have never claimed to be a family friendly channel, but you know, anyway. So I have had 2 projects that I have been working on quite a bit, I guess, the past like week. So it hasn't been too long since I picked up stitching again, since taking my break. The first piece I picked up is my Fox Autumn stitch. I really, really wanted this piece to be done by the end of August, but just with circumstances, that did not happen. I'm currently pulling up my pattern keeper here. So here's a quick picture of what it looked like the last time you guys saw it. And then this is where I was able to get to this time. You will notice that there is some brown and stuff in this area that has been taken out. What happened is I got down to like somewhere over here where I was like counting down into this area, and I realized that over a year ago when I gridded this, I miscounted one of the grid squares and it was actually 11 stitches instead of 10, which meant that the stuff that I had placed over here was not correct. It was actually moved down a stitch. So I thought about leaving it in, but it was like, I don't know, 100, between 100 and 200 stitches. So I just decided to frog it out. It really didn't take me that long. I mean, I was able to do a lot of this red section that same day. I've been really good about remembering to bring this to work with me. So on days when it's really slow, I'm able to work on this. So yeah, I did the frogging in the morning and then I started stitching in the afternoon and I got quite a bit done. So, this is 5,171 stitches out of 9,907, and that is putting me at 52.2%, which is pretty good. Again, I really wanted to have this done by the end of August, but yeah, I still have a little bit of time until it needs to be done. If you're not aware, that is going to be a present for my friend's birthday, and her birthday is in October, so I have a little bit of time left to get it done. This is being stitched 3/1 on 14 count off-white Aida. And the other thing that I've been working on, I have only worked on this for one day because today is September 2nd when I am filming. So this just came out yesterday. This is, of course, the Dark Queen of the Earth, which is by Autumn Lane Stitchery. This is my first time stitching an Autumn Lane Stitchery design. I did not get in on the Dark Queen of the Seas 2 years ago because I didn't know she existed. So I am doing the Dark Queen of the Earth. I'm super, super excited about it. Prior to yesterday, I had nothing done, like I said, because this stitch along had not started yet. So this is where I was able to get to in one sitting. I'm stitching this 2/2 on 32 count linen, and this is in the shade Nightshade. This is 433 stitches, which is 16.32% of the first drop. So for a single day, that's a lot for me. I finished all of this green color, which I am very happy about. There's some stripes that go through here, and it is of a silk lame, and I actually don't have the specialty threads yet. I stupidly did not pick up the specialty threads when I ordered my fabric and bead pack because I figured I would be able to get them easily, but they were sold out on 123 Stitch, and my local shops didn't have the colors, so I had to wait. But blessedly, 123 Stitch sent me an email on August 31st that they had the colors of Petite Treasure Braid that I needed in stock. So I picked up the 2 Petite Treasure Braids and then the 1 Silk Lame. So those are in the mail right now. They're supposed to be here on like Tuesday, I think. So I'm probably going to try to work up the rest of this before that gets here, and then do the Silk Lame last. Aside from the specialty flosses, I do have everything all kitted up here. I didn't have any of the little metal rings left that I usually use, so I put all of the floss chips on some cord. So that has actually been working quite well for me. But yeah, there are many colors. I'm so excited. I really love the color palette for this piece. The greens are so pretty. I am missing a couple colors out of here. I think 3 or 4 of them. But that is most of them. I've been absolutely loving this. My poor partner has been listening to me go on and on about it for weeks, I think. So God bless him. He's amazing. But yeah, I've been really enjoying that, and I've been loving watching everybody else stitch it in the Facebook group as well. And that's all I have for WIP update, so let's get into plans really quick, which should be quite short, and then we'll wrap this up. I am seeing that this is a very short episode, so hopefully y'all don't mind that. So for plans, I think I have talked about this before, maybe, but the Dark Queen of the Earth is really going to be my focus piece for like the next year. I really want to stay up to date on her. We get sal drops at the first of each month, and the drops are like usually between 2,000 to 3,000 stitches, which is definitely doable for me in a month, and I should be able to get some stitching on other projects in that time as well. But she is still like huge. So yeah, I really want to stay up to date with her, so that I can actually finish her. So yeah, she'll be the focus piece. I would like to pick up my Precious Moments Noah's Ark. I'm just looking down at it behind my camera. If you guys are not familiar with that piece, it is the piece that my mom started for my birth like 24 years ago. She never finished it. It's just the back stitching left, but there is a ridiculous amount of back stitching, so I told her I would finish it, so I've been working on that sporadically. I was trying to do it for a 25/7 piece, but that kind of fell off with like having COVID, and then everything that happened in August with me taking a break from stitching. I just haven't picked it up in a long time, so yeah, I would really like to have that piece done for Christmas as well. I don't know if that's realistic at this point, but we will see. And then, like I said, I do have that fox piece that I really need to finish for October. I don't remember when Harmony's birthday is. I think it's in the middle of October. It might be towards the end. I'm not sure. But we will see, and I will try my best to get that done so that we can give it to her. And that's like really all I have planned right now. In terms of Flosstube videos, I'm hoping to go back to doing like once every 1 or 2 weeks. It just kind of depends on how much progress I end up having to show you guys, because yeah, I don't know. I just like don't want to force myself to stitch on stuff if I don't feel like it, because then it ends up not being fun. And this is ultimately supposed to be a fun hobby for me to do to make myself happy. And if it starts not feeling like that, then I'm doing something wrong. So, but yes, thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you are not already. It helps other people find this channel, and it helps us grow the community that we are trying to build here. So, I will see you next time. Hopefully it will not be an entire month before we speak again. I hope you're all doing well. Bye!